Yo, what is up guys? Good morning here from Medellin, Colombia. Hope you're doing good. In today's video, this video is for all the salespeople out there and really just everyone, because ultimately like everyone is a salesperson, and like in some area of your life, whether if it's like in your relationship, if it's in your work, like you always have to sell yourself in a certain way. So this is pretty much for everyone out there who want to improve their sales ability. So what I want to talk about today is why most salespeople specifically struggle handling objections at the end of their sales calls or in their sales conversations in general. And before I get into exactly why that is, I want to talk about the psychology behind this and why this is also so important, and also a bit of my own story with this specific subject. So when it comes to handling objections, a lot of people and a lot of like sales trainers, what they teach is get to the end of the call, and then you have like, for example, the prospect says, I want to think about it. Then you have like a script that you just memorize, and you're supposed to just say that script, and then the prospect is supposed to just magically just buy your offer. That's how most sales training is kind of structured. It's like prospect gives you, I want to think about it, I want to speak with my spouse. You have like your script that you read off of, and then boom, they buy. That's how like most people think that it works, and you just need to say the right words to get them to actually buy it. And that's pretty much like all sales training that I've been through and everything that I've seen is structured in a way where it's just say this and then expect to get the sale. And I thought that was the way to go about it as well, like, because obviously sometimes when you speak with the right person and it's the right circumstances, they're bought in, it's just like when everything kind of like adds up, then it does work. So sometimes it will actually work, but not like the majority of time, and there is a more effective way to do it. So what is that way, and how does it actually work, and what can you do to actually close more deals and be more effective after dropping price and being in objections? So what that is very simple concept. It's basically just about asking questions. Instead of having like some framework and just saying this stuff to the prospect and just like using your script and just saying something, you need to seek to understand. You need to use the objection handling part of your call almost like a discovery. That's how I like to think about it. Like you have your discovery in the beginning of the call where you ask questions to the prospect, you figure out if it's someone you can help, how you can help them, you build a pain, all that stuff. If you change your mindset and you look at objection handling the exact same way, that's going to serve you and help you a lot in terms of handling objections. Because the issue why most people struggle with, for example, I think about objection or and speak with my spouse, whoever it is because they're not actually understanding why the prospect is given that objection. For example, someone might say, I need to think about it because they have something that they're unsure about the program. And they know that you're a salesperson, so they're scared of asking you the question. So instead they just want to hop off the call, and then they end up never coming back. But for someone else, it might just be they're a bit scared, and they need to get coached around their fear. And if you just use like a generic script, like this person says he needs to think about it, so I'm just going to say this script, it might work on one of those type of persons, but it's not going to work every single time. And that's why this is so important. So you need to actually, instead of just saying something and saying the script, you need to understand and ask questions until you know exactly what the objection actually is. So if you change your mindset and look at it like that, where you just continue asking questions, like what makes you feel like you want to think about it? What is it you're unsure about specifically? Dig into that stuff and make sure that you understand exactly what it is they're unsure about, and then figure out why they feel like it's in their best interest to think about it. This is something I learned from a sales trainer that has helped me a lot recently, is that realize that everyone always takes the actions that they think are in their best interest to take. Which means that if someone says, I want to think about it, they think that hopping off this call, thinking about it, is in their best interest. So what you need to do to reframe that as a salesperson is you need to understand why do they think that hopping off this call, thinking about it, is the best thing for them to do. You need to actually get deep and ask good questions to realize why that's the case. And then when you understand that, then you can start reframing it. Then you can start using analogies, personal stories, reframes to get them to understand what's actually in their best interest to do, which is usually just stepping up and committing on the call. But you need to help them understand why that's the case. And that the only way you can do that is by asking them questions to understand first why they want to do what they're saying that they want to do, then helping them understand why that's not actually in their best interest. Because if you just put like a random script, they're not going to feel understood, they're not going to feel heard, and there's no reason for them to just buy on the call, and it's ultimately going to lead into just creating a lot of pressure on the call. They're going to feel pressured, like you're just pressuring in them into just buying, and they're most likely going to just drop off the call or just like give you smoke screens and not end up buying. So that's it for today's video, guys. Simple mindset shift. Ask questions instead of just using a script and just reading that off. Ask questions, use objection handling as a discovery, and seek to understand people and then reframe them. That's it for today, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Peace out.